storylines are going to be crazy. You got one team looking for the three-peat, which is awesome. It's never happened before, right, in the NFL history. Then you got one team that's been the punching bag of the NFL for years.
That's why I'm saying the Detroit Lions are the best team in the league. I was at the last game against the Titans, and Jared Goff had 13 yards of offensive passing. The score was 42-6. You've ever seen anything like that? We will hit you offensively, defensively, special teams. We will do that. We're built different. We're built this way.
So you are addressing the Kansas City Chiefs like, oh, they haven't really beat anybody.
Blown anybody out. You haven't blown anybody out. Why is
that? They have beaten the I'm thinking the Saints by double digits, and I think the 49ers by double digits, right? Everybody else has been a single point game.
Yep.
And
welcome one, welcome all. Here we are with the Gridiron Guys, and we have a very special guest. We have our syndicate man hour. Please subscribe. We're also going to the Detroit Lions News podcast, my personal page, Detroit Darcy, Detroit Lions News, and we have a very special guy. I have my co-host here, Donnie Cleary from West Virginia. Don't mind his accent, but we have a very special guest, International Fan of the Year, Ryan Fardon. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, so this is a live interactive show. So we have two viewers. I'm going to jump back here. I'm going to share it to everywhere we can. So make sure everybody can see this wonderful show. Donnie, take it away.
All righty. The Lions coming off a big win on Thanksgiving that we haven't had in 7 years. Second half was a little rough on us, but we pulled it out. Suffered a few injuries on the way. Looking forward to this game this week against Green Bay. In my opinion, it's a must-win. I got my cheese grater hat on. What do you think, Ryan? Are you excited? Because I know you're going to the game.
Yeah, very excited. Like you say, we got a little bit beaten up the other day and over the past few weeks on defense, but keep on finding a way to pull it out. You know, we're still getting sacks like we did in the last few plays of the game the other day. So we're still getting to the quarterback, and I'm sure we'll give Love a real tough time on Thursday because Ford Field is going to be absolutely rocking. So it's going to be loud, and we're going to bring the heat. So, but we have to take this one. You know, injuries aside, the coaching staff aren't complaining about it, so we can't complain about it. We just have to go out there and find a way and show the grit that we've talked about for quite some time.
Right. Bucky, what did you take from this weekend with all the the action, the teams, the games, the results?
So on Thursday, I think we found out that the Detroit Lions are a true next man up team, right? Because we saw who was the defensive tackle that went down early in that game, right? I forgot who it was. It was
Pascal,
right? Yeah. So he went down, and it seemed like that defensive line didn't ever skip a beat, right? So the next man up stepped up, knew his role, and they continued to pressure, right? The only thing that worried about me a little bit was that they could not put the nail in the coffin versus the Chicago Bears. And I've been saying this about the Minnesota Vikings the last few 3-4 weeks here, is like, that is a big problem. When a team cannot hold a 10, 12-point lead and you cannot put the nail in the coffin in the third quarter, you are going to mess around and you're going to find out. And the Detroit Lions almost found out that, hey, the Chicago Bears may be done and out, but you know what? Coach is gone now, right? Because, like, if we would have called a timeout, we could have been having a totally different conversation here. But the point of the matter is that their inability to put the nail in the coffin versus the Bears on Thursday has me a little bit worried moving forward, because it is the next man up mentality, but is that next man up willing to lay it on the line? You guys just signed Jamal Adams off of the street, right? He was cut back in October by the Tennessee Titans. No team wanted him. Why? I don't know. Maybe because he's 34, maybe a little injury plagued. Like, I don't know. But you guys signed him to be a run-stopping linebacker, strong safety hybrid type of guy. And he does have that mindset, like, I'm going to put the nail in the coffin. I'm going to bring the boom. So maybe, just maybe, the addition of him will give you that swag a little bit back on the defense, because it seems like the defense is kind of just, I gotta want to say going through the motions, but going through the, just like, man, we are tired of this. It's week 13. It's week 14. I'm tired. Let's just get to the playoffs, and not putting the nail in the coffin has me worried when you play the Packers on Thursday, honestly.
So what do you guys think about like Ryan, you've been around, international fan of the year. He's been to the Super Bowl. He gets to go everywhere. The Lions media follows him out there. What was the best stadium, Ryan, that you ever been to in the last couple of years?
Unfortunately, I never went to the Super Bowl, but I'm hoping to go this year anyway with the Lions. So fingers crossed for that. But I've been lucky enough to go to a lot of stadiums. I think two of them have gone now. I think it was the old Raiders one and the Chargers one at Qualcomm. But unfortunately, I absolutely detest the Dallas Cowboys. I think as a Lions fan, that's what you're meant to do anyway. So that was kind of born into me early. But I would have to probably say that stadium-wise, that is the best stadium I've been to. Most definitely, to look at and everything like that. But I'll probably have to go with Dallas.
What do you think? You were at Kansas City last year when we No, you weren't at Kansas City.
I was. Yeah, Kansas City. You're just bringing me back to the experience of opening week, and obviously finding out, are these Lions, gonna compete this year, and is it gonna, because obviously carried over from the year before where we ended very well the season and everything like that. But and to start off on a Thursday night in Kansas when they're raising their banner and everything like that after their Super Bowl, it was just electric. But that place is unbelievably loud. I mean, it is so loud, it is ridiculous. And we had a huge contingent of blue there, and we, it was like you couldn't put a dent in them. So that place was, without a doubt, atmosphere-wise, yes, 100%. The best atmosphere I've been to, and to be fair, the people there were very hospitable as well, and very what do they call it, Midwestern hospitality. So I would definitely say that is correct. They were nice people. They treated us well.
I hear the barbecue is pretty good down there. Buck, talk about this non-call, false start, fumble, game-winning play.
All right, so you were referring to the Kansas City Chiefs versus Las Vegas Raiders game on Black Friday football. So let's go ahead and replay that drive in our head, right? So the Chiefs were up by 2. I believe they just kicked a field goal to go ahead 19-17 at that particular point. The Las Vegas Raiders had 0 timeouts left on the clock. They pretty much, drove down the field very, very nonchalantly, 5 yards here, 10 yards there, whatever, right? So it comes down to a second down play, 2nd down and 8. They spike the ball to stop the clock. There's now 11 seconds or 13 seconds left now on the clock. Very next play, they false start. They false start, and they ultimately end up fumbling the ball, and the Kansas City Chiefs recover the ball. Now, many people are up in arms. What was the false start? It was a dead ball. It was this, and this. Well, those people do not know the NFL rules. The NFL rules state, and I pulled it up, under two minutes. If the offense never gets set before the snap, it's a false start. If and only if the clock is running. What did I just tell you guys? 2nd down, they spike the ball. That is an incomplete pass. That stops the clock. So therefore, since the clock is not running, that false start turns into a illegal shift, which allows the play to continue. Because in years past, offensive teams cheated. They cheated by getting a false start so they can just push the ball back 5 yards. And hey, we get a free timeout. We get to collect our thoughts. That is out the window. So the referees made the correct call. The correct call was an illegal shift. The correct call was the play played on. The correct call was it was a fumble and the Chiefs recovered. The correct call was Kansas City Chiefs won that game. So I'm confused of what you guys are confused about.
It just seems like every week, you guys are winning by a last-minute field goal or a last-minute field goal block, and Buck comes on our show, and we're on his show, his network today. It just seems like every week. Like, who do you guys play next week?
We play the Broncos. No, not
Whoa.
the Broncos. It is the Chargers next week. We play Broncos week 18. Yeah,
Wow.
the Chargers next week.
I love your comments here. You love the comments. All right, Donnie, you got something? Let's go.
Just before Donnie, like when you saw that play, obviously we saw one ref say false start, other refs say like illegal shift. I was at the game. I saw it. I saw the flag way up in the air. I never heard a whistle blow. So you guys being outsiders looking into this game, what are your thoughts of the non-call? Air quotes there.
I caught it right there at the end. I really don't know. To be completely honest with you, false start. I would say if the false start happened before the movement, then yeah, it should have been a false start. But I don't know which one came first. I did catch the end of it, but I'm gonna go with Buck on this. I'm gonna go with your judgment, Buck. I will say this about the Chiefs: they may be winning by one score, okay, but if they ever turn it on, the league needs to be concerned because they're already battle tested with these close games. We haven't played a lot of close games. So we're going to see how this Packer game plays out. I do believe Thursday night that this game will be close. I predict probably a field goal game.
So with the Green Bay Packers coming into town, I want to ask a major question. Are you worried, Donnie? Are you worried, Ryan? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Let's grade that.
I'm only going to ask the question to Donnie and Ryan for this one because – obviously Buck has the cheese slappy head in the back there. So, he's going to already go for, the Green Bay slappies or Packers. I mean, so Donnie, let's start with Ryan first. You're going to be at the game, right? And you flew all the way in for last Thursday and watched that close game against the divisional rivals. Do you think this game is going to be close, and why?
Well, yeah, it's definitely going to be close. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they've got a great offense, and they've started to really, come good of late. I mean, everyone wants to try and talk about Salah's contribution to the team since he's got there. I think they 4-1 or something like that. But they seem to be playing good football, and I know that the Bears pushed them quite close a couple of weeks ago. And typically, with their Bears, it's always a missed field goal, which would have really helped us out with this game, But it's just going to be a dogfight, simple as that. And it's going to be all in the trenches. I think our offense is really going to have to help us out this game and keep the Packers, basically out there as long as possible. I mean, we kind of done that against the Bears in the first half. I mean, the Bears, I thought they were absolutely going to be knackered out, but they seemed to find the second wind and somehow challenge us, and I think they scored 23 points or whatever 20 points in the second half. But yeah, we there's concerns for us on defense because we don't know some of the players that are going to be out there. It's the first time we're going to probably be seeing a couple of them in the Lions jersey. So it's going to be a tough fight. I have faith in the team always, and I just think if our offense can carry us for this one, we will be okay. And it probably will be, like you guys say, a field goal game.
There isn't a team out there today that I wouldn't want to curb stomp more than the Green Bay Packers. I hate them. I mean, that's the team in our division. I can't stand Minnesota. Don't like the Bears, but the Packers, I got a special spot in my heart for them. But they are healthy, right? They got Jordan Love coming back. He's ready to roll. They've been playing good football. I think the difference in this game is the coaching. And I believe at the end of the game, you will see how it plays out, that Dan Campbell will out-coach Matt LaFleur. That's my prediction. We win by 3. Good game. But the whole bad weather and Jordan Love was hurt and yada, yada, yada. This is a statement game for us. Not so much the Bills. Bills is going to be a good game. We're going to have extra rest, and we're going to be ready to roll for that game. but this is a division game. Black and blue. Yeah, I'm ready.
The thing that concerns me the most is the turnover at linebacker, the Mike, the Sam, the Will. You can't have that much turnover without having the proper communication with Aaron Glenn. That's the thing, like you can run a toss and then have the cutback, and they're out of position. So that's the thing that, as a coach, as a linebacker coach, that really bothers me, and a little bit of distraction with the whiteboard thing with Jahmyr Gibbs and Jefferson. But I think they're good enough to, withstand that. I don't think they're really, distracted by that kind of stuff. Now we're going to listen to Bucky here and explain how the Green Bay Packers are going to beat us. Talk about it, buddy.
And you see, that is where you're wrong, because I do not think the Green Bay Packers are going to go into Detroit and win this game. I actually think you guys are predicting a nice close game. I'm kind of predicting a blowout. I'm kind of predicting a 30-10, 32-7. This is a game that I'm going to be laying in bed in the third quarter, kind of like, oh, I'm awake. Oh, I'm awake, right? It's like I feel that the Lions have kind of gone through their rough part of their season, right? They've battled the last 2 weeks, right? They've just held on per se. And this it's not a short work week because they played last Thursday, but this week that they've had to prepare for this game has kind of given them a little grit in their mouth per se, like a little nastiness in their mouth. And I think they're going to come out and they're going to smack the Packers in the mouth. I truly think that that the Detroit Lions are just that much better than the Packers right now. And they are going to get this, they are going to get that season sweep. But do not get it twisted. When they come in and play in the playoffs, it could be a totally different story. What I've been saying on my show for the last 2 weeks, the hardest thing to do in the NFL is beat a team 3 times. So now I understand you guys are rooting for your team, and I get it. And I actually said that this is a must win for the Green Bay Packers. And Donnie said off air before show, this is a must win for the Detroit Lions because, if you lose this game, all of a sudden you are tied for first place. All of a sudden the Vikings are in your rearview mirror. All of a sudden the Packers got a little bit of hope. They win one more game than like you. It's a 3-way tie. Then what happens, right? So I think the Lions know that. And in the back of their head, they're not going to be looking forward to going to play in the Buffalo Bills next week in 10 days or whatever it is, right? They're going to be focused on this divisional game. They're going to come in there and they're going to beat the living crap out of the Green Bay Packers. And I think the Green Bay Packers are a pretty good team. So that just shows you how much faith that I have in the Lions moving forward. I've been deemed a Lions hater. Jay,
you are a Lions hater.
Like I'm a Lions realist. I'm a Lions realist. So
first of all, you said, okay, when Hutch went down, there's no way the Lions will never win another game again.
Pause. You were putting words into my mouth. I said, if they do not go out and get an edge rusher to replace Hutchinson, they are not a Super Bowl caliber team. What did they do?
We got an edge rusher.
Exactly.
Ryan, you're going to be at the game here on Thursday. Break us down what you're going to do for the tailgate. You're probably going to the Blue Crew tailgate. Oh, you're muted, buddy. You're muted. Hit that mute button. Yeah, that's being respectful. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, there's a little microphone button. A little microphone button.
Center left of your screen.
Sorry, I have no idea how I done that. Apologies.
Right.
I'll be in Eastern Market on Thursday. We're having a few beers and, settling the nerves before the walk over to Ford Field. But it's just the usual. You've been there yourself. It's good atmosphere. Obviously, everyone's going to be pumped for it because it is a division rival, and the fact is that no Lions fan likes the Green Bay Packers. So it's actually going to be my first game against the Packers. So I'm looking forward to hopefully getting a W with them before I head home 4,500 miles away to London on Friday. So excited for it. It's going to be my 6th game of the season. So looking forward to hopefully going 5-1 with the team.
That's awesome, man. Donnie?
Yeah, I see you were at the draft. You got the call. Which round was it that you got to call the player, Ryan?
I got to a pick in the 6th round. It was, I think, the 210th pick, Christian Mahogany. So
Nice.
he's had a little bit. Well, he hasn't had much of a great start to his career yet in Detroit, but I believe that the team like him obviously a lot. So hopefully he'll start to come good, and hopefully he can play a part for us towards the end of this season. But yeah, really excited. I nearly mucked it up. On stage. I was so nervous. There was like 175,000 people out in front of me, and I was just like, So
Right.
cool. And the Lions really looked after me. It's a classy organisation. People there are amazing, and like I say, I'm lucky enough to come to, which will be tomorrow. On Thursday, my 32nd Lions game. So I love coming over here and enjoying the American hospitality. So thanks for having me.
Awesome. Yeah, the night before, I believe Eminem, Amon Ra, Hutch, Golf, a bunch of them were out there to start the draft out. That's some cool stuff, man. I have another question for you, Ryan, and I'll leave you be. Out of all the games, you said this is your 32nd game you're going to?
Yeah.
Out of all your games, which game stands out the most? Which one was your favorite game?
That's a great question. I think I have to go with the first home playoff victory against Matthew Stafford's Rams.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That was loud. That was loud. I mean, it was cold. It was everything, but it was just, that was electric in there. And I mean, I have been lucky to go to some really good ones. I've been to some bad ones as well. I think my record now is 16 wins. Thank God for Dan Campbell, because a lot of the losses come under Matt Patricia. But the 16 wins, 13 losses, and 2 ties, if you can believe that. I've been to 2 ties with the Detroit Lions in Arizona and in Pittsburgh. So traveling thousands and thousands of miles to watch a tie is never very good.
No. We should have a kicking competition or something to break a tie. I don't like the tie in the NFL. College football, at least they have that right.
Yeah, most definitely.
So I got a question. So you are from England. You are over there across the pond, as we like to say over here. How did you become a Detroit Lions fan?
Well, that is literally the $1 million question. I think if I've been asked that question like once, I've been asked it probably at least 1,000 times now. But basically, I used to just like watching the NFL on a Sunday. And, my mum always said years ago when, I was a baby and needed a midnight feed and everything like that, that the only thing that was on the telly was NFL. So she's convinced that, I liked it from there. But I started watching it again years and years ago, and I decided, after a few years, I better pick a team here. And I didn't want to be a typical kind of person where you go and pick the Patriots and the best team in the league or anything like that. I actually studied all the teams, all their history. Took a couple of weeks, and then I narrowed it down, and I came on to Detroit basically, because I like the history of the city. I know it's had some rough times, but this time before we're done in World War II was amazing. And, obviously Motown, I'm a huge Motown guy. And I just thought this is a bit of an underdog now. And if this team can come all the way up, then it'd be amazing. But unfortunately, my first full season with the Lions, we went 0-16. So I was tested pretty early on with my loyalty, and thank God I've stuck through. And here we are. You can't go without mentioning the possibility of a Super Bowl. So, it's taken a long time and a lot of years, but fingers crossed it could be this year.
So you said it was between a few teams. Who were the other teams?
Oh, sorry, it didn't come down to that many teams. It came down to, I think, the Browns and the Lions, basically. Yeah.
Oh, there you go, James. So James Frank is the one that asked that over there on the my side, saying that he's a huge Cleveland Browns fan.
The only other one was the Oakland Raiders, because I absolutely adored their jersey and their helmet. But like I say, when I say that it narrowed it down, it was always the Lions always had the edge over every team. So
Yeah.
it's like just easy decision in the end.
I mean, that blue and black, it goes hard. I'm not gonna lie. I love me some blue and black.
Definitely.
So I just had an emergency pop up, so I got to get out of here. Is that all right if we end the show right here? Thank you,
Yes,
Ryan,
sir.
for coming on.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Wish you all the best.
All right.
Absolutely.
Good luck on Thursday, guys.
Thank
Yep.
you. Take care,
Thanks,
guys.
Donnie. See you guys.
Pride worldwide. Let's go Lions.
Storylines are going to be crazy. You got one team looking for the three-peat, which is awesome. It's never happened before.